When I moved to New Zealand from the Philippines 6 years ago, I knew that I wanted to start a career in marketing. And so I did, when in 2018, I started from the bottommost position and worked my way up to where I am today, which is marketing manager. And in this video, I am going to reveal to you my salary for the first 5 years of my marketing career. That is from 2018 to 2022. I haven't seen any other videos like this in New Zealand, so I hope that this video provides some transparency to you, whether you are a New Zealander somewhere in their marketing career or someone from overseas who wants to grow their career here. Let's be honest, we don't have a lot of discussions about money and about pay, and it's important that we have more of these because not having this information works against us, and you will see why as I go along in the video. I'll be stating my salary in gross annual income, but I will also be giving you the net after taxes. I will also be stating this in New Zealand dollars, but I will be giving the US dollar and Philippine peso equivalent. This video is largely inspired by Nisha, who also gave a salary reveal of her first 9 years as an investment banker, so check her out. All right, let's get right to it. I started my career as a marketing communications coordinator for a not-for-profit, a charity, that was based in Auckland. This was an entry-level role where my task was to manage our website, our social media, and also our collateral. And I was pretty much doing what my manager told me to do as she guided me into taking ownership of these platforms. I was earning $50,000 per annum, which monthly was about $3,435 per month. Unfortunately, this job did not last as the charity had some fiscal problems. And because of this, they had to let go of half of their staff, including myself. So we ended the year on a not so good note, which is jobless. It took a while, but after a few months, we got a job as a marketing executive for a performing arts company that was based not in Auckland, but in Wellington. So because this employer was based in Wellington, they offered to pay for my relocation. And if you find yourself in that position where you have to relocate for a job, ask your employer about relocation packages that they have available for you. So in this position as a marketing executive, which is one step up from a marketing communications coordinator, my role was to manage our advertising budgets, manage our marketing campaigns, and also manage our vendors and suppliers. I was earning a little under 54,000 NZ per annum, which per month translated to 3,654 NZ. That is 219 NZ more compared to my previous salary. Now, I was a year into this role when COVID hit, which greatly impacted our business because we had to cancel our concerts, and they were the biggest revenue generator for us. But despite this, I got a 3% raise. I believe this is in line with inflation, which translated to under 56,000 NZ per annum. So I was earning 110 NZ more than last time. So now I was now earning 3,764 per month. 1 year later, I was still working for the same position, the same company, the same teammates, the same role, the same everything, but I was very much eager to negotiate my salary. But before I could do this, my employer front-footed it and gave me an 11% raise. So now I was earning about 62,000 per annum. And that meant that I was earning 4,130 per month, so $366 more than my previous salary. I was super happy about getting this raise without negotiating. That is until I found out that it actually worked against me because I was one of the lowest paid people in the company. That's what not negotiating gets you. So people who were in the same level as me from different departments were earning more, way more than I was. This was a very tangible lesson for me because now I knew the consequences of not negotiating. So even though I loved my job and my colleagues, I knew that I was underpaid and there was really no chance of promotion as my teammates were pretty happy with where they were. They weren't going to move anytime soon. And so I started applying for jobs once again, and after a few months of applying, I got a role for a ministry that is a government agency here in New Zealand as a senior advisor for communications. This meant that I spearheaded the communication strategy of the different projects under the ministry's portfolio. This was a big jump, both in terms of the responsibilities required in the role and also in terms of salary. I knew that I had to negotiate this time, and so I did for the very first time, and it worked. I got a 60% raise, so I was now earning 100,000 NZ per year. So every month after deductions, my pay was 5,379. That is 1,200 more than my previous salary. My take-home pay wasn't as high as it could have been because I took advantage of this high salary by maximizing my Kiwi Saver. I believe in the US that is the 401k, and in the Philippines it's the SSS. And now currently I am in a new role. I moved back to private and I am now working as a marketing manager. So what did I learn from growing my marketing career here in New Zealand? Number one, learn to negotiate. Because as Nisha said on her YouTube channel, you don't get paid according to your worth. You get paid according to how you negotiate. And by learning to negotiate, I don't just mean learning to assert yourself, but also arming yourself with information. Ask your colleagues about how much they're making. Your company might discourage you from doing that, but they certainly cannot fire you for asking around. Ask your networks in the industry about how much they're making. Keep up to date with salary reports, and that way you have the metrics that you need when you are at the negotiating table. I should note though that salary is just one aspect of compensation, so if you find that you are unable to negotiate your pay, look at where else you could negotiate, such as your annual leaves, your pension, health insurance, etc. Number two, cultivate your finances. Building yourself a financial cushion is important so that if you find yourself underpaid or not happy or your job is not working out for you anymore, you are in a position to look for other jobs. So having money stored for a rainy day really greatly helps in giving you freedom of movement. And speaking of movement, number three, don't be afraid to move. Again, if you find that your job is no longer working out for you, consider moving into a new company. To be honest, the biggest jumps in your pay could come from you moving from one company to another because you have the leverage of trying to get an employer to get you to sign a contract. And that is a good negotiating position to be in. Those are the lessons I learned, but I want to hear from you. What are your negotiation tactics? How are you now at your job? How's your pay? Are you happy where you are now? What are your plans for the future? Always happy to hear your feedback, your thoughts, and your questions. So just put them in the comment box below. And that is all that I have to share in this video. Maraming salamat guys, and I am looking forward to seeing you again on the next video. Until then, ciao, paalam, goodbye.